Welcome to the Pro Trade Room Plus, the oil and the U.S. Open. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director of 10 Minute Trades. Please remember all the trades we discuss for educational purposes. All right, looking at oil on a 10-minute chart, you can see it's very bullish, pulling off the high though. So what we'd like to think is there will be room to move in either direction on this event, and we shall see if we get a decent move. Now, I'm not going to be trading oil in my funded account this week, but we want to make sure what the status of the setup is. So I'll trade the original setup and just see how it goes this week, but I'm not trading it funded, just for clarity. One of the most boring Super Bowls ever in the history of humanity, I guess. Horrible. One of the most boring halftime shows in the history of humanity. You knew he wasn't going to wear a dress. Whether you like Bad Bunny or not is immaterial. He is the most popular entertainer in the world, whether you like it or not. You can't deny the truth. Most popular entertainer in the world. I'm not that interested personally, but I don't mind him. He doesn't bother me. Um, Certainly, I'm not interested in a has-been like Kid Rock, who had one song 40 years ago. Who cares about all of that stuff? And But the Super Bowl was a bore. It was a bore. It was two pretty boring teams. Um, if you're from Seattle, then it's exciting. That's the truth. If you're from New England, it was exciting. But as a game, all that stuff, it was pretty dull. Pretty dull. Anyway, a blip on the radar of what's important. That's really the truth. A blip on the radar. So oil right now on a 10-minute chart, it's selling off. I'll that trade oil normally this morning. Keeping an eye open for signals. I'll keep an eye on signals. I've got my YM magnet high of day, low of day set up. So the YM high of day, low of day. I've got one target. Today's a VWAP. Today's a YM VWAP, if you really want to know the truth. It would be a good day to trade a YM VWAP. So you could trade that in a different account, or you could use your high of day, low of day to do it. But it's absolutely an interesting VWAP day. Let's see but there's an hour until the open also. It's an hour until the open, so it's early. It's early to try and decide what to do with the YM. That's funny, Nitin. That's funny. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to do a high of day, low of day on the YM. And I'll do one contract that goes through the magnet for 15 ticks. Target one will be a -3 tick offset on the target. So high of day, low of day. Proximity is 3. Position 1 is a 1, -3 on the offset target. Position 2 is a 1, and the target offset is 15 ticks. I'm using a 40 tick stop. And the YM market opens I'm doing in my funded account number 66. It's labeled YM magnet. We'll apply it. Okay, so our YM magnet is on. I'm going to bring down my orders a little bit above 20. Right now, it looks like there's more of a possibility you get a short fill. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say the market's crashing, it's only down a little bit. And then a reverse continue. I'll throw on a one contract reverse continue. We'll do a 35 tick target, 35 tick stop. Same account, label it YM reverse continue. Same account, we'll trade that. And don't forget, we do have the range trade for the YM. If you don't want to do magnets and you just want to do a YM opening range trade, I'll put that on the chart also. The new YM range trade. I believe we do have a template for that. YM new open range, we called it. The start time is 9:25. The end time is 9:30. YM new open range. We'll date it today to keep it current. We're starting the range at 9:25, ending the range at 9:30. Target 1 is a 10. Target 2 is a 25 right now. The stop is 25. And I'm leaving the stop at 25 at the moment. And if it hits the first target, I'm going to move my stop to BE -4. So I've got targets of 12, 10, and 25. The stop is 25. The range ends at 9:30. The range starts at 9:25. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. And if I don't trade the magnet, I may decide to trade the range. So whichever opportunity I feel is stronger, that's the one I'm going to trade. The YM new range is what we call it. Right now, magnets look fine. So I'm just leaving my reverse continue. Oh, I have two reverse continues. Let me get rid of one of them. YM reverse continue. This is the good one. This is an extra one that got created by accident. I was doing something before. So we've got the YM new range. Start the range at 9:25, end it at 9:30. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Targets of 10 and 25 with a stop of 25. Some people might want to use a slightly bigger stop. If the YM decides to go down, I'm going to let it go down and fill me on the magnet now, even though it's a little bit early. And then our oil trade, I'll put a reverse continue on the chart. Chantal, what's up? Reverse continue on the chart. One contract, 20 tick target, 20 tick stop. So my family celebrated my birthday yesterday, which was kind of nice. We did a Super Bowl birthday. It was kind of fun. Just thinking now. So our oil, we've got a 20 target on the discretionary trade, 20 tick stop, reverse continue, and label it CL, reverse continue. And we'll trade that in just a regular prop account. So we'll apply that, put the prop account on number 37. And then our oil range trade, I'm just going to trade the normal oil range trade that we had been trading. It's been sort of working again, so that's why I'm here. Last week, I poorly traded it a bunch of times. A couple of times, if you just left it alone, it would have worked. So, if you want to trade it with one contract, you can reduce risk by trading it with one contract. I'm going to load the template. This morning, there's room for oil to move on either direction at the moment. Oil is bullish. It went up more than $1 overnight. And let's find the oil new open range. Right click it. We're going to rename it with today's date. Today's the 9th. Unbelievable. It's February 9th. So we're going to start the range at 859. One tick above the range, one tick below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Go up to range trade as the trade type. We're going to end the range at 90040. Target of 8. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. A target of 8 ticks. A target of 20 ticks. Stop at 15 ticks. And target 1 stop move BE -4 if it hits my first target. And I'll trade that in that same prop account as the reverse continue.
President Xi urges technology self-reliance.
And apply it and OK it. So our oil range trade is ready to go. By the way, has anyone watched the new Game of Thrones? It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, I did
China
like
President Xi urges technology
the
breakthrough.
new one from last year. What's it called? I forget what it's called. The new Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. I like it a lot. It's had 2 seasons. It's been very enjoyable. Very decent, considering. But this new one is fantastic. It's funny and it's lighthearted and it's really clever, I think. It's just a great, great show. It's really nicely done. I love it. Anyway, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'll probably enjoy it. It's very different from any of the other ones that came before. All right, so we've got an oil range trade, and we're sitting right in the middle of the high and low. Oil is a good magnet this morning. And we do have a reverse continue on the chart as well. So, overnight. There's certainly news this week. This is not the busiest news week that I've seen. There's a lot of earnings that you would think should move the market like crazy, and they don't. Like Coca-Cola doesn't move the market that much. Humana doesn't move the market that much. Kraft and Spotify, CVS, they just don't move the markets that much. We only have a couple of earnings this week. Cisco and McDonald's. That's about it. The earnings season's over. It really was quick. Feels like it was very quick this quarter. So I have to find a prop company to sign up with today that has bonds and corn. It's a must. So I'm thinking Lucid. Thinking about signing up with Lucid today. Lucid, and I still have a little more research to do. By the way, we
China's
are
President Xi
streaming
adds that tech self-reliance is key for China's
on YouTube.
modernization.
Is anybody out there? I know you're out there somewhere. So we have 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes before oil opens. All right. After this, we have the market, regular market open. They don't have bonds. That's a problem. Can't use them then. It's ridiculous. It's become ridiculous, these companies. I gotta find a company that has everything. I would think people would have screamed about not being able to trade bonds. I just don't understand why no one cares. No one cares even slightly about not having bonds to trade. It's crazy. What about Alpha? Then you use Alpha too, don't you? All right, so we still have 10 minutes before the market opens. So we're just chilling, hanging out, chilling. So, did you really think Bad Bunny was going to wear a dress? I mean, come on. Actually, the suit that he wore was awesome. He looked great. It was a really nice suit. That suit probably cost more than my house. So, Take Profit Trader has no micro silver, but regular silver it has. Alpha has restrictions. Well, that's too bad. That is a shame. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oil kind of hanging around the VWAP at the moment. Hanging around the VWAP. Sounds like something you'd do in the 50s. Where you going? Gonna go hang around the VWAP. So one more time, let me go over the settings. We've got, let me check something. All right, we have an oil reversal continue. All right, oil reverse continue, one position, 20 tick target, 20 tick stop. Label, CL reverse continue, trading it in a normal prop account. All right, so I'm turning that on, oil reverse continue. And our oil range trade, we're starting the range at 859. Ticks above is 1, ticks below is 1. Show the range graphics on chart. That's 1. That's checked. Then you go up to range trade. The trade type is a range trade. Activate the range end. 90040 is when our range ends. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 8 ticks. Target 2 is 20 ticks. The stop is 15 ticks at the moment. And break even BE minus 4 if it hits the first target. It's our standard range trade. It's labeled CL range. And in the same prop account, apply it and OK it. YM looks like it wants to test the low, possibly, before the market opens. So Alpha has restrictions. And what'd you say about Lucid? Lucid doesn't have bonds. Is that what you said? Lucid has silver but no bonds. I mean, corn but no bonds. I guess I could live without bonds. Hardly anybody is trading bonds these days. Basically because you can't in most of the accounts. It's nonsensical. It really is nonsense. Nothing's going to ever make me change my mind that it's not nonsensical, right? It's nonsensical. It always makes me think of the band song Life is a Carnival, believe it or not. Life is a carnival, believe it or not. Life is a carnival, true it's a shot. Na 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 na. The greatest performance, I think, everyone agrees that one of the greatest performances of all time by anyone ever is Van Morrison in The Last Waltz. Caravan. Was it Caravan? Yeah. Nobody is more cantankerous than Van Morrison, even to this day. But what a performance. If you've never seen The Last Waltz, just YouTube it. Go to YouTube, Google Van Morrison Last Waltz, and watch that performance. It is something to behold. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love Van Morrison, but wow, he's been an angry performer his whole life. But wow, did he write some amazingly beautiful songs. So, Nitin, what you're saying is Lucid is usually $80. You can get into Lucid for 80. Is it confusing to sign up? Sometimes I go to sign up with a company and it's so confusing, the sign up, I don't know what I'm buying. I'm trying to think. Was it Alpha? Who has the Flex accounts? Who's got the 4 Flex accounts? Was that Lucid? All right, oil's got another minute and a half before the open. Our range
Effective Fed funds rate unchanged at
is
3.64%.
starting
And
to
Trump,
draw.
according to the government website or government statement, seeks to narrow legal pathway to fire Fed workers to return to jobs.
All right, the oil's going to open in 10 seconds. All right, there's the open.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, oil's filled to the long side. If we get 8 ticks, it'll move our stop to safety. Now, oil was bullish overnight. It was definitely way more bullish
According
than
to the
bearish.
information, Apollo nears a $3 billion chip funding deal
Doesn't
tied
mean
to
it's going to
XAI.
move to the upside on the open. Nothing means anything. That's what you have to realize. Nothing means anything.
So a bit more further info into this article from the information. Apollo Global Management is nearing a deal to lend about $3.4 billion to an investment vehicle that will purchase NVIDIA chips and lease them to XAI. The investment
Now, is it
vehicle is aiming to
early
raise
to let the
$5.3 billion
YM
in equity and
fill?
debt,
It's a
and
little
Apollo is
bit
also planning to
early.
invest
It's a
in the
little bit
equity of the
early.
new vehicle.
It is negative. It has been slowly pushing down since we got here. And then we do have to get our MNQ charts ready shortly, or NQ. After this trade room, you should go over your accounts. You should go over all your accounts first thing Monday before you start trading, so you know where your liquidations are if you're trading with prop accounts. Right?
Furthermore, from the information, XAI burned over $1 billion monthly through last fall.
I think you're not the first person I've heard receiving that, Calvin. The maximum, what's it called? The maximum allowable excursion? Is that what that stands for? Chantal got one. Maximum allowable excursion. Right? Maximal adversion excursion. Maximum adversion excursion. I gotta research that one. Maximum adverse excursion. So in English, doesn't it just mean you lost too much money? You made and lost too much money in one session? Isn't that what it means? Put it in English, Chantal, even though you're French. Put it in English. The position went too far against you. That's what it means.
Order submitted.
What did I do wrong on my magnet? What did I do wrong on my magnet? Am I just in the wrong account, maybe? Did I set something up wrong? I must have set something up wrong. YM magnet. What did I do? No, I just on the wrong charts, that's all. All right, so we got filled. We're looking to see if it'll head to the low and go through the low. Oil just chopping around, really strangely. Just chopping around. Oil, I'm going to shrink my chart. Get ready for the MNQ. Let's get an extra chart open. MNQ is 326. First thing I'll put on the chart is a reverse continuation. And it looks to me like oil has definitely changed its tone. Putting a reverse continue on the MNQ like we always do in the morning, a couple of contracts. 40 tick target, 75 tick stop, just a reverse continuation, MNQ,
Swiss franc rises
trade
1%
it on
versus the dollar
our
to a session
market
high.
open account, label it MNQ, reverse continue. So that's set up. And then we have our breakout on the reverse continue. I'll load our template. MNQ new open, it's called. MNQ. New open, I will label it today's date 2/9. Load it up, put the time on 0. 9:29:59 is the time. Putting it on 0 with a 40 bracket, targets of 30 and 100, 40 bracket, stop of 125. And we'll test the bracket for a moment.
UK 30-year gilt yield rises to the highest
Order
since November
order
20th
cancelled.
at 5.42%,
Test the
up 8 basis
bracket.
points on the day.
Gonna get rid of. I don't know why I'm here trading this oil trade, very honestly. I really should have stuck to my guns and just not trade it this week. I've had enough of this oil trade. Really, I've had enough of it. I hate it. I hate the trade. I hate everything about it. Checking our MNQ breakout. I want to get rid of the vertical line on entry. Apply it. Okay it. Check our brackets.
Order submit. Order
There's our
cancelled.
brackets. Okay, we hit our first target on the YM. I'll take my stop and bring it to break even, plus a few ticks. And if we go through the low, I think I'll put my second target back by the low. It's just kind of slow right now. It's just moving slow. Our NQ, MNQ,
Order submitted.
there's our bracket.
Order cancelled.
So that trade's pretty much ready to trade. $9.29, $59, bracket of 40. Targets of 30 and 100 with a stop of 125. Trade it in our market open funded account.
Order filled.
All right, so a nice little magnet on the YM. That was worth trading. That was worth trading. So now the question becomes, what do you want to do with the YM at the open? Do you want to trade another trade? Do you just want to make your money and let it go? Right now, in the new software, it will generate signals. Calvin, we just, last week I traded it poorly and it would have worked a couple of days. A couple of days it worked. So I thought maybe give it one more week. But I just hate the trade. It's gotten to the point where I absolutely hate the trade. It's not enjoyable. It's definitely lost its reliability. I just hate it. I hate the trade. I hate everything about it. It is cold in our office this morning. Wow. So the YM does lots of magnets in the mornings. The magnets are very effective, it seems to me. If you have a trend down and you're getting a down magnet, that's when I like to let them fill. If it's just chopping around, then the odds are less. All right, so just the MNQ, we have a breakout. We need to change the time. Put the time back. It's 9:29:59, bracket of 40. Targets of 30 and 100, stop of 125. If it hits the first target, go to break even. Okay. Hits the first target, go to break even. So our market open trade is ready for the MNQ. The oil is still trading. The YM magnet. Now I'm just watching to see if we get some signals generated. Markets are a little bit down this morning.
Order filled.
So that's it for that oil trade. Didn't work. Oil was bullish. Is oil going to now go test the low? It's not that close to it. That's my temptation, is to take a short for a test of the low.
Order submitted.
So I'll put my stop above the range. See if we can get a halfway test to the low. And we're waiting on the MNQ. The decision is what to do with the YM. What to do with the YM. The new YM range trade. So the YM magnet is over. All right, we traded the YM magnet. We traded the YM magnet. Oil's unbelievable. Oil's unbelievable. This is my last day on oil, you guys. I am not trading oil anymore. There's not a single thing I ever do with oil that's right. I just can't stand it anymore. I can't stand it. YM, so it did our magnet. It even went through for the extra ticks. The market's selling off a little bit. And so if you're interested, the YM range, the range starts at 925. It ends at 930. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. One target, position 1 is a 1, 10 tick target. Position 2 is a 1 for a 20 to 25 tick target. The stop is 25, and the target 1 stop move is BE minus 4 if it hits your first target. That's the YM range trade. Now, we're making new lows, so there really isn't a magnet. You don't really have a magnet trade because we're making new lows. So look at oil. That's pretty crazy. Literally the second I got in, it completely changed direction. The signals were fine. It just exactly changed direction literally the second I got in. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Order filled.
So that's it for me for oil this morning. Oil is gone. Remove. The only positive thing is I didn't trade it in a funded account. So how much does it matter? Not all that much in the scheme of life, but it's still incredibly frustrating to trade oil so poorly. All right, YM. So what I'll do on the YM is trade the new range in that oil account that just lost money. See if we can get a little. I've made money in my funded account on oil, on the YM, on the magnet. So I'm going to trade the range because the range is new to me. Langford's been doing well with the range, but I'm going to trade the new range in a different account. MNQ we can leave on. I'm going to trade my YM trades. So I have a YM magnet. I'm not changing it at the moment. I'm just using it for signals. And we'll put that on the account we just traded oil. The range trade will be in the account that we just traded oil. And then the reverse continue same account that we just traded oil. Let's make sure they're all correct. All right, so in about 5 minutes, in a minute, our range will start to draw, and then we'll have a YM range trade. We'll see how it works.
Japanese yen rises 1% to a session high. Mexican President Sheinbaum says no deal was signed on critical minerals with the US.
Has anyone heard of the term MAE before prop trading? Anybody ever, that term, had anyone ever done analysis on that term before? Aren't that maximum adverse excursion? Maximum adverse excursion. Okay. It measures the largest unrealized loss or heat a trade experiences from the entry point to its lowest or highest price point before it's closed. It calculates the worst case peak to trough drawdown during the life of a trade, helping traders determine optimal stop loss placement. It measures how far a deal is unfavorable. So it's just another way a prop firm could say, sorry, but those rules don't work. You can't get paid.
Mexican President Sheinbaum said we agreed with the US to begin talks on critical minerals. One minute remaining for the market on open imbalance.
All right, we will have a breakout. We'll have a breakout on the MNQ, and we have a range on the YM.
Ten seconds.
Order submitted. Order submit. Order filled. Order
Market on
submitted.
open imbalance. S&P
Order
500
filled.
sell
Order
side
filled.
184 million.
MNQ
Nasdaq 100
target
sell side
1,
6 million. Dow 30 sell side
and it
104
looks like the
million.
YM
Mag 7 sell side
didn't
8
work on
million.
that range this morning. We'll look at the video in a minute. The MNQ in our funded account looks like it's going to
Order submitted.
hit the short, hit the low of the day.
The S&P 500 falls 0.3%
Order
at the
filled.
All
open.
right, took a
Nasdaq
little
100
scalp
slumps
towards the low of the
0.6%.
day. Little scalp just to add a couple of bucks to the funded. And the YM, I want to look at the video. So it filled short at 77, which was sort of the, looks like it was the middle of the range. And no, I'm sorry. It went long at 103. It went long at 103. And then it reversed and shorted. It hit the stop at 077. So that particular YM range didn't work. We'll take a look at the video. I want to see the price action. MNQ filled to the downside, gave us a profit. Our YM magnet in our funded account worked fine. All right. YM magnet worked fine. That was in our funded account. 145 bucks. And then oil was a stop, not a funded account. The oil trade. Oil scalp, I got stopped. And my YM range got stopped. So let's take a look at the video and see what happened on the YM range. So we can turn off the MNQ breakout. That can be removed. I'm going to turn off the YM range at the moment. What setting are you using on your RTY, Nitin? Personally, I like magnets on the YM.
Oracle shares jumped 6% in biggest
I'm
intraday
probably just
since
going to
December.
stay with my magnets on the YM. I like them a lot better. But what's your RTY range? Is it the same? Same setup? Oh, right, Roz. Roz has an RTY. Now, Langford's been trading the YM range. It's been working very well for him. I mean, today it didn't work. Friday it worked. It's not, I'm not making a judgment on it in one day. It's too soon. Now, it's
Labour's
interesting. We
Scotland
got
Yard calls on Starmer to
a
step down as
signal.
UK Prime Minister.
We got a ARS signal, and Roz, what's your what's the setup? What's the setup? Now there is obviously there's pressure on the YM, but you would have had a chance if you had taken the signal. There was an opportunity for profit on the YM, but you have to think hard about long signals right at the open when the market is negative. It's been negative all morning, right? So you're definitely going to be a little bit more careful about taking a long signal when the market's been pushing down all morning, gave us a winning short magnet, right? But again, it also depends where you're going to put your stop, how much is your risk. The MNQ, had there been a magnet on, looks like it would have given a good signal. Just looking at signals, not trading it. Now, why that doesn't have a signal there is a mystery to me. So, this to me should have created a signal. So I have to talk to the programmer's driving me absolutely crazy. I don't know how much more I can take. All right, everyone. Another open. So two funded accounts made money, and the oil account did not. So
Microsoft shares up 1.8%.
I'm okay if my funded accounts make money, and I have one prop account that didn't do well because I scalped poorly. All right, so I'll see everybody. That's what we got going this morning. I'll see everybody. See everybody later. Actually, tomorrow morning. What do we got tomorrow morning? It's a little bit busier tomorrow. We got the. We'll be here at 8 for U.S. retail sales. All right. See everybody 8 o'clock for U.S. retail sales tomorrow. and WASD is tomorrow. Market opens. So I'll see everybody tomorrow. All right. We're done streaming on YouTube. So thanks on YouTube.